welcome back, or welcome for the first time. I wanted to do a really kind of just like chill, low-key video where I talk about some things that I've purchased so far this year and kind of reflecting on doing a limited buy month. So I started the year by reading My Year of Less, and I really enjoyed it, and it got me thinking about how to spend more minimally and only buy what is necessary. And in rearranging this space, the sewing room, it made me realize I just have so much and I really don't need any more right now, especially when it comes to like sewing and crafting materials. I don't need any more yarn. I don't need any more fabric. I might need a couple notions here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty set on notions as well. Like, we really don't need anything. So I'm a little bit soft launching, not buying any material, like new crafting materials, until June, right? I think not buying any fabric until June is totally doable. So 6 months, no fabric. This includes secondhand and thrifting. I'm going to try really hard to not buy any more fabric because I have plenty when it comes to like muslins and even just like good fabric. As we've seen in the introduction video, I am not lacking in any way good fabric. We have some pretty amazing fabrics in the stash and we need to use them up. So in reflecting on kind of the limited buy and exploring what rules feel comfortable to me, I have been just keeping track of where my money's going, and it's been feeling scary but also really good. And so I wanted to go over a couple things that have felt buy worthy since the start of the year, starting with these 3 books. So as the year started, I really have been thinking about, I don't know, where I want to put creative energy. I don't know what it is about like January, February, maybe it's just the winter months. I don't know if other people experience this, but my creative energy is buzzing right now and it feels insatiable and like I don't have enough time to really execute or do anything that is coming to mind. One of those things being starting to draft my own patterns, right? Which feels like such a lofty goal, but also makes a lot of sense for me. So this is something that I've been kind of researching, exploring. What are my options? What's available out there when it comes to courses? And potentially at some point learning to draft patterns. So I did quite a bit of research. There are courses available, none that really met all of my needs though, and were at a price point that felt worth buying. What did feel worth buying was books. So I'm starting with this one, which came highly recommended by quite a few Reddit threads. And it is Hellen Armstrong's Patternmaking for Fashion Design. A lot of people basically said that this is what they were required to buy when they went to like design school, and that they still reference it constantly. One person said it's basically the Bible of pattern making. So yeah, it's kind of like an endless resource of, you know, how to draft a shirt block, the different types of darts, different types of sleeves, different alterations. And so it really feels like pattern making basics when it comes to learning to design patterns for garments. So pretty excited to have invested in this. I do think, oh wait, actually, I made a note. Let's lean in towards my computer here for a second. So this book With tax, I think was like maybe 30 something through. Oh, I actually think I bought this one from Amazon. Not great, but I had an Amazon credit just sitting there. I had a hard time finding it not for $323 or something like that. And I found it on Amazon, I think, for $28, and I had a $20 credit. So with tax, I only paid $10.08 for this book. And now that I'm thinking about that credit, I'm wondering if it was even mine, because I still use my parents' Amazon account. But anyways, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, this cost $10.08. So that felt like a really good, worthy buy investment. And now I have it. It was marked used, but it came like wrapped in plastic and has absolutely no signs of wear. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that it's pretty new. So this is like for pattern drafting basics, but let's be real. I'm not in it for the basics. I mean, being able to draft my own basics, okay, yeah, that'll be cool, but that's really not what I'm after. What I'm after is making more unique, interesting designs for myself, and maybe eventually at some point patterning them for other people. Don't know. But as I was researching like interesting pattern making books, I found this incredible book called Pattern Magic. This book is by Tomoko Nakamichi. There are multiple variations of this book. I'm so obsessed with the illustration on the back. So this book is kind of all about kind of garment making and garment structure as, magic, but also to me, art. So there's a lot of different interesting things in here. So basically it's kind of like altering the structure of garments to make them more interesting, and really like structurally looking at and thinking about how that's done. And I'm really excited to dive deep into this as well. I'm very interested in the gathered holes, really just figuring out ways to kind of create interesting gathers. I see this being done a lot right now. I think we're very interested in like pleats, gathers, ruffles. I'm very into that. I'm very interested. I'm loving the amount of extra fabric that we're seeing in a lot of modern designs. It's very romantic, very, I don't even know. I'm struggling with my words, but romantic, feminine. What are words? Some more words will come to mind later, but this was another one this one I actually found from thrift books. I'm always looking for books on thrift books. This, like, look at these, even just the line drawings. I'm very excited to explore what this can look like. The third book I got, this is a book I've kind of been on the hunt for a while. It's called A Dictionary of Color Combinations. This is volume 1. If anyone else has this book, can you tell me, is it this tiny? I didn't expect it to be so tiny. This is another one I found on thrift books kind of randomly at an insanely low price. So I've been searching for this book. Typically I'm seeing it listed at like, I don't know, between like 25 and like 55, sometimes 75, and it's very rarely shipping from within the United States. It was kind of hard to track down, but at some point when I was checking the shipping for this book on thrift books, it just came up and it was 17 something. It was listed at 17 something, but with tax it was $18.55, which for me was a huge steal for something that I've been on the lookout for a while. I mean, 25 isn't that bad for a book that I've been wanting, but a lot of them were shipping from like China, Japan, places that like the shipping then on top of it was going to be $20 to $30 as well. So yeah, I got this from thrift books within the States, and I only spent $18.55 because for some reason shipping was free. So this is just another really interesting book that just has, ooh, that's a good page, just different color combinations. And I really have been digging deeper into like color theory, thinking about my colors, what colors work well for me, what colors I like to incorporate in my home when it comes to thinking about quilting or doing different like homeware designs. And the further you get in, the more, now we have 3 colors together, and then eventually you get to pages where there are 4. So yeah, this was a very exciting find, and as I get into quilting, I am very excited to continue to explore these different color combinations. So yeah, this is another exciting find and noteworthy and spend-worthy purchase. The other thing I decided to spend money on is a class. So I took a class at a local kind of like art collective studio type thing that's super close to where I live. It was called Nervous System Reset, and it was a collaging workshop with like a mindfulness meditation component. Very art therapy, which I love. And yeah, I'll just quickly share my collages that I made. I made 2. I did get permission to make 2 because I wasn't sure if that was going to be allowed. But this is the first one, which is very soft and gentle, very Pisces. I'm a Pisces. Have we talked about that yet? That's me. Maybe I'll do some B-roll too so you can see them more closely. And this is the other one, which is a little bit more dark, a little bit more, you know, these are like, we're in the depths of winter and we're trying really hard to be soft, but like there's also quite a lot of this happening. This is the vibe. But there's still some softness here. We still use some florals and rhinestones. Very satisfied and happy with how both of these turned out. It was an interesting challenge for me to go somewhere and collage with completely none of my own materials. I didn't bring anything. The person who led the class brought everything, and they had so much good stuff. I was quite surprised and excited. So this was a lot of fun. There's another workshop coming up that's literally just art journaling, which also feels very art therapy. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to sign up for that one yet. Spending, oh my gosh, what would that be? Like $70 a month on a class where, you know, I could do this at home. But this was a lot of fun. I'm really happy I went and did it. We'll reassess my energy when the later class happens, and I'll see whether or not I want to do it. The last thing I want to really talk about that I did spend money on is this sweater. This sweater, I've had it on my radar for over a year now. Spotted it last winter and have been thinking about it kind of nonstop. I originally was going to use a gift card that I got for Christmas to buy it. It was just like a Visa gift card from my mother-in-law, and I was like, well, if I use the gift card, then it's not that expensive. I'm not spending that much money. But then to up the ante, I also decided that I would try and sell a couple things on Poshmark. And then I sold a couple things on Poshmark and it completely covered the cost of the sweater. So that felt good. And I'm going to continue to invite myself to do that moving forward, which is if I want to spend money on clothes, especially new clothes, I very rarely buy things new anymore, but I could not find this secondhand anywhere. I did scour the websites, trust me. But if I'm buying something new, I definitely want to pay for most of it with like money that I'm getting from selling other things. That feels good. That way I'm not spending like my regular monthly income on new clothes. Instead, I'm getting rid of old and using the money I make from that to buy something new. So yeah, that's what's been feeling good for me lately with spending money. So yeah, I am working on another video for February. Hopefully it actually comes to fruition. I've been having a lot of issues with different technical difficulties with trying to record, but I'm going to slap something together and hopefully it turns out well. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you like this little chill video too. Let me know what you think about my purchases, or if this inspired you to collage or spend less. Yeah. Alrighty. It's time to put Charlie down for a nap, so we have to say goodbye. So, you gonna say goodbye, Charlie?